Good morning, team. Let's talk about today's workout. We're going to be integrating the isometrics that we did last week and learned. I'm going to go over them again. We're only doing 4 of them. And then what we're going to do is move from the static isometric movements to an explosive, what's up, Rogue? Explosive plyometric movements. So, tilt this down a little bit. All right, so with the isometrics, again, all you're gonna need is a towel or a rope or whatever you really wanna pull on. Starting with curls, hook it under a leg, pick elbow angle. So if your leg is here, when you do your isometrics, you'll be right at 90. If you raise your leg, when you do them, you'll be much more closer to completely contracted. Or you can put it under your foot and do one with your elbows more extended. Kind of whatever, play around with it. We got those, we got tricep extensions. Again, you can just throw it over your back, sit on it, and you can do 2 hands. Just find the right grip so they match. You can do 1 hand at a time, doesn't really matter. And you can do the hands way back here. You can do hands here. Or you can scooch it up a little bit, which you can't quite see on the video. Maybe if I roll here, you could be closer to fully extended. Whatever version, play around with that. Feel the difference between them and how you can engage the muscle in the different ranges of motion in order to get different results from it. The row, self-explanatory, same basic principle. Just stand up. I'm just going to sit down for demonstration purposes, but stand up or sit down. Row here, row there, or figure out how to get your hands further back up here, and row there. Whichever one, or all of the above. And then the pecs. To squeeze the pecs, you want to bring your humerus across your body. So that can be done down here, up here, or up there. It can be done with your elbows as straight out in front of you as possible, or closer, or all the way up against your chest. So if you were to kind of quantify it, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different options. You just pick the ones that you feel like you can get a really good contraction on, that feel kind of cool and novel, and go with that one. After that, you're going to go into the plyos. So you're going to do ice skaters. You've got plyo push-ups and fast bent over rows. Ice skaters, you guys have done that plenty. Get big on them. It's the only leg thing you got to do. Get explosive with it. I'm gonna let this dog outside. All right. Get explosive with the ice skaters as far as possible. You're doing sets of 8, so maintain that distance all the way through. Second thing, plyo push-ups. It's only 4 to 6. Get as explosive as you can. Whether you're on the ground, exploding up, clapping behind your head, get your whole body off the ground if you're feeling extra explosive today. Test out, figure out which one you can do, and then do your 6 best ones. Hands on a bench, hands on countertop, hands on a coffee table, whatever. Make sure the coffee table's not going to slide. And you can get explosive that way. Okay, that'll give you a little bit different angle, so maybe you can push up a little bit higher, get more velocity out of the push. Then bent over rows. You're going to be doing 8 to 12 of them really fast. So if you've got a sandbag or other implement, get at it real fast. Fast, as explosive as possible. If you don't have that, we're going to go back to the towel. And what you're going to do is you're going to create short, super intense contractions in that same isometric row pattern, but instead of doing like a, probably need to go over that buildup. But instead of doing a slow buildup where you squeeze, you're going to do a kind of like half hard squeeze, and then you're gonna go super hard. And so you've got like little pulses or pulls of activation, and you'll get 8 to 12 of those. Again, do those straighter elbow, 90 degrees, back behind 90 degrees. Okay? Note on the isometrics, I forgot earlier, as you're creating that squeeze, you don't want to go from 0 to 60 immediately. It doesn't have to be a yank. You want it to be a gradual increase in the muscle contraction until you can get to maximal contraction, and then squeeze it even harder. Okay? These contractions should be really intense, really hard. Make sure that when you are done, when you release everything, you should be out of breath, because you had to put a whole like 100% force squeeze into every single contraction. Otherwise, you're just sitting around flexing for the mirror, which is cool, but it's its own separate thing. Do this like you mean it. Do it hard, do it strong, and have a good workout, and we'll see you soon.